bit late. Whew. The geese are at it again, blocking everything. Hello, Martin. Nice to see you here. Linda. Moonrise Studios, Sensi. Oh, I got a lot of awesome people. Dandelion Gum, Tone. Can you guys hear me okay? Yeah, when I created the poll, I working and lurking. Nice, nice, says Benji. Loud and clear, yes. Hello, JD. So when I made that poll, I was trying to make it a little bit cheeky so that if any non-vegans join when they join, that they that they find it a little bit cheeky. I don't know. I'm trying to induce this thinking. Hey, Allison, McDaniel, Martin, Tone, Sensi. I'm trying to make it so that it's no longer acceptable to exploit animals, because it shouldn't be. And subliminally, I'm trying. Hey, Davey, nice to see you here. It is much colder today than it was when we did it last time. As you can see, I'm having my winter jacket on me. It is like 6 or 7 degrees, but there's also wind, which makes it a little bit worse. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Want to try a social experiment? It snowed yesterday there. Oh my God, Linda. Wow, that's awesome. Hey, Louis. Nice to see you here. Dandelion Gum. You guys want to try a social experiment? Yeah, I agree. Sarsi, or clickbait titles can reinforce casual browsers with the notion that veganism is crazy. Exactly. We're trying not to do that. Man, and I thought I was cold where I'm at. How cold is it there? Vegan MAGA 13. Yeah, so we're gonna give it maybe 10 minutes here. There's not a lot of people walking by, but we're gonna give it like 10 minutes, and if nobody stops by, we'll move. Hi, you want to try a social experiment?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live from my YouTube channel?
I suppose so, yeah.
Oh, cool. What's your name?
Allison.
Allison, nice to meet you. I'm Chip.
Hi, Chip.
Can you come a little bit closer so that you're in view? Nice. Where are you from, Allison?
Leeds, Northern England.
Leeds. Love it. So let me ask you, Allison, how do you feel about animals?
Generally quite like them.
Quite like them.
Yeah.
Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
Yes.
Yes. Do you think it's okay to exploit animals?
I suppose it depends on what you mean by exploitation. So if you mean is it okay to use animals for any human need, then yes, I think for some.
What about to use animals for any human want, not need?
Well, I don't know, because having a dog, is that a want or a need?
I would say it's a want, yeah.
Yeah. So I've got a dog, so I think that answers that, doesn't it?
Well, okay, well, let me ask you, is it, because exploitation would involve some form of injustice. Is there, or injustice, sorry, is there any form of injustice happening with your dog?
No. I don't think so. But
No.
I suppose it's difficult to know.
You treat him like your companion, right?
Yeah, I
would
treat him
assume.
with respect. I feed
Yeah.
him, I exercise him, I cuddle
Okay,
him.
okay, fair enough. But do you think, would it be fair to take the life of your dog because you would want to eat them?
I think that would be a struggle.
That would be a struggle.
Yeah.
It would be difficult for you to do
Yeah.
because you're attached to
But
them.
if I was very, very, very hungry and there'd been like a Trump-informed social disaster, then maybe I would eat him. I
But
don't
in a
know.
situation like today, like in a day-to-day situation where you have alternatives, killing them for food would be wrong.
I wouldn't want to do that, no.
No, okay. Would you apply that logic to any other animal?
Well, that's what's coming next, isn't
Yeah,
it? Yeah,
yeah.
of course it is. So I think I'm conflicted about that. So I think that part of me thinks it's wrong to kill them at all.
Yeah.
And then part of me thinks, historically we're omnivorous. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I definitely don't want animals to be treated badly. to be.
Well, what do your values say, right? Because historically, we've done a lot of things in our history. I
Yes,
don't think
and-
history justifies
no, I
anything,
don't.
right?
I don't think.
Yeah.
I
It's
feel
not
like
historically now, is it? It's
no,
not,
but
it's what is,
I feel like what maybe is this an experiment or do you have a view and you're
Well,
hoping that I
I'm,
would
I'm
take
just trying
your
to
view?
understand what your view is more than anything and see, because I'm not trying to push my view onto anybody,
Okay.
of course, but like, if you say that you like animals or that you respect them,
Do
the
I
question
think
is,
it's a hard position to hold? Yes, I do.
yeah, isn't it like, isn't there a contradiction when you say
Yeah.
that I like or I respect animals,
Yes.
but at the same time you pay for them to be exploited or slaughtered for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
well,
For
yes,
me,
but-
there is a contradiction. Yeah.
Yeah. So then, do you see it then as an obligation to stop so that you maintain your position that you respect animals? Because if I say I respect women, but then I go around beating up women,
I absolutely hear that. Yeah. I think
you can eat animals and respect them, though, can't you?
exactly, you can't.
You can.
No.
Well, you can.
So I
you
think
can,
we
you
have
can
a different
respect
view.
trees and you can respect trees and plants and eat them.
But there's a difference, right? Do you know what sentience is?
yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So animals are clearly sentient, right? They have a personality. There's a somebody behind those eyes. Whereas with trees, with plants, that's not really the
I
case.
am not so sure now with the increasing research into how trees and communicate with each other and feel pain and things
Yeah,
like
I mean,
that.
computers communicate with each other, but trees.
So
that-
this is
that
where it
doesn't mean
feels like
sentience,
it is a bit like you're trying to convince me of your point of
Oh
view.
no, well I'm just saying science says that animals are sentient and plants aren't. But let's assume
don't
even
think
if,
science
well,
does
let's
say
assume
that.
it-
If
let's
that was
assume
the
even
case
if
then-
Okay, no, that's
No, if that was the case, then it's wrong for lions to eat other animals if they're sentient beings as well.
I think it is wrong, but I don't think they know right from wrong, do they?
Well,
But
Then-
but,
then-
but no, we
then
do.
sen-
So
then
so in the
sentience-
same sense, lions also commit infanticide and all this kind of stuff. Do you think committing
no,
infanticide is wrong?
no, of course not. But then
I think
sentience isn't
we've
the issue then,
said
is
what,
it?
all that we can say because what we think is we walk.
Well, let me
we-
just put
we
it this
live
way.
with that contradiction.
Well, let me just put it this way, because if you think that plants are sentient, it would still be morally preferable to not eat animals or animal products, because animals are fed considerably more plants
Yeah.
than we would otherwise eat. So you would be killing less
yeah.
plants
I
when
think
you're
we should- I
consuming.
think
But
we
you have to
should.
eat something, right?
We
You-
do
you-
agree with
I
that.
think we should eat far less meat on the planet than we do.
So why not none at all? Why is it that we should all, at any point in time, how can we morally justify exploiting and slaughtering an innocent sentient being?
It's not because of morally justifying the killing of animals to eat. It's
Also-
it's
But don't you
morally
think
just-
such a cruel and unjust
This-
action
this is
requires
not-
moral
this is-
justification?
No.
I think we've said what we say. We
Yeah.
walk with that contradiction.
But that
Well,
just
that's
seems that,
it,
that
that's it.
the way I see it, you're just being a little apathetic towards it.
Yeah.
But if you were in the shoes of the victims
I
and
think you're
somebody
right.
were to be sexually exploiting you and slaughtering you and using killing your babies, killing you, or using you
Yeah,
strictly
you're
as an
right.
object, that would be wrong from your view,
Yeah.
right?
But I
You're
think
right.
but you've made a leap to that, which I don't think exists.
What leap did I make?
You
I
made the
think
leap
I'm
to
gonna go because we need to go and eat something.
causing pain, power relationships, all those things, and I don't think that's the situation when you talk about eating meat.
Do you think animals are forcefully inseminated? Do you think they reproduce?
No,
They are, right? So
I-
they are sexually exploited.
No, but what I'm saying is that's not the argument about eating meat, whether they're sexually exploited.
I know
or
you're
not.
eating meat because somebody told you it's okay to do so, and because somebody lied to you telling you that you need it. But that's not true. You don't need it, and
Okay.
No, I think we just.
We would have a long. I could have a long discussion about it, but
And I think you're probably right.
and
but it
I
isn't
do
going to make me change.
I
my
do
behaviour.
sympathise with some of the things you say, but we haven't.
But I
but you're
don't
going to
think this is a
continue
social-
exploiting
I'm
innocent
not
animals.
sure. social
I think this is
experiments
a bit duplicitous. This.
Doesn't really matter.
Oh well, that's okay then. We'll
Yeah.
Go. Come on.
So
Okay.
you're going to continue exploiting
you.
animals. Pieces of shit, people. Ugh. I never know how to deal with older people who are so apathetic and ridiculous in their position, huh? Cowards, exactly. I hate people like that. Well, I guess I have a contradiction in me. I say that I respect women, but then again, here I am raping women. Yeah, I guess I have a contradiction in me. Oh, I guess I have a contradiction in me. I think it's wrong to kill humans, but I'm going to go and kill humans. I guess I have a contradiction in me, and I have to walk with this contradiction. What a ridiculous thing to say, huh? Oh, I guess I have a contradiction in me. I find this unjust, and I consider myself a just person, but I commit it every day. 3 times per day, I'm going to be unjust. I guess it's a contradiction that I continue have to walking. Ugh, it's just such a ridiculous thing. Okay, no more Mr. Nice Guy to these people. I'm done. I'm done being nice to these people. It sucks. I hate people like that. As if somehow apathy justifies it. As if somehow apathy makes it better. I'm 1000% for free speech. I am 10,000% into protecting children, minors from exploitation. Exactly. He's literally wearing non-vegan clothes. Oh, that is the silliest argument you've ever mentioned. Which clothes are not vegan? Tell me. Which article of clothing that I have on me right now is not vegan? You seem to know better than me, so. Arnold Ritznjager, tell me. Which article of my clothing you claim is not vegan? I have no interest in looking it up. If you really think Chip is doing something unlawful, contact him off stream and provide his factual details. What did he say that? Why am I so angry? Because innocent animals are exploited and slaughtered, and because people find it acceptable to do so, even when they find it wrong. Like, people think it's wrong to do so, but they continue doing it because, it's not them. They're not the victims. That's why I'm angry. That's why I'm upset. Because this is literally describing the state of our current world, isn't it? There's shit happening in the world. You are supporting that shit. You have alternatives, you have choices, and you can't even be bothered to try and change. To try and do the bare minimum and not support it. It's kind of fucked up. And it's not something you should be proud of or something we should accept. Just like how I wouldn't accept child rapists walking alongside free, we shouldn't accept people supporting needless animal exploitation, abuse, and slaughter walking free, or being like, it's normal. It's not. It shouldn't be. Is it normal in the sense that society does it? Sure. In that sense, yes. Is it normal in the sense that it is okay? No, it's not. So no. That's why I'm angry. So Arnold, I keep asking you, you have to answer which article of my clothing is not vegan. Because the ones that I have on me right now, you can look it up, they are all vegan, and it says so on their website. So please tell me which article of my clothing you assume is not vegan. Thanks to all meat eaters, because this live reaches more people thanks to them. Yeah. You're comparing child rapists and meat eaters, is that right? I'm comparing child rapists to animal rapists. Should we not compare child rapists to animal rapists? Mike Jesus claiming vegans are engaged in unlawful activity by speaking with kids who come to talk to activists like you would without first getting their explicit consent. Hey, I get explicit consent always. Are you okay being live on my YouTube channel? I always get explicit consent and you always see it here. So there you go. Yeah, okay, so it's only ad hominems in the chat as far as I see. Only ad hominems, because that's what you need to do. You feel bad about the choices that you make, so therefore you will try to attack somebody else so that you somehow feel better. You're not perfect, therefore I can continue justifying needless animal exploitation, abuse, and slaughter. Yeah, you're not perfect, that definitely makes sense. Therefore you should continue exploiting other animals, because this person's not perfect. Of course I'm not perfect. What a ridiculous thing would that be for me to claim such a thing? Is that a Bluetooth microphone? No, it's not a Bluetooth microphone. You guys want to try a social experiment? JD says as if I love Chip. Thank you, JD. Yeah, you don't need consent to record on the street. Imagine that. Everybody has a phone. Imagine thinking that when you pull up your phone in public spaces, how difficult it would make publishing on social media consent for what? For anybody? No, it's if you are explicitly targeting minors or something like that, that's a different thing. And yes, for that you might need consent. But legally speaking, you don't need any consent if you're just sitting and they're coming to you and they're no. Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
TikTok.
YouTube. But either way, I'm gonna continue doing it. I'm not forcing anybody into anything. I'm having conversations with people. That's it. And everybody is informed that they are live, so it doesn't really matter. You guys want to try a social experiment?
I'm alright, thank you.
Okay. It's always when there's two people, one of them wants to, one of them doesn't. So it always ends up in the same place. Is Christmas bad for animal consumption, in your opinion? Christmas is just bad all around, to be honest, if you want my opinion. Christmas is bad for everybody. It's only good for kids, which it should be kept as a tradition for kids. But then we also have this huge amount of extremely immature adults on this planet, which make Christmas unbearable for everybody else. Yeah. When it regards to animals, yes, Christmas is horrible for animals, of course, because what? Somehow people have created traditions where they think, well, we need to slaughter this animal, because if we don't slaughter this animal, how could we ever have Christmas? How could we ever celebrate love and unity without committing mindless violence towards an innocent sentient being? I mean, it makes sense. Animals don't have human souls and forever life. Yeah, neither do humans. And FYI, humans are animals. Anthony says, I like Christmas turkey. Yeah. Yeah, you like... would you like it if you were in the shoes of the turkey? Somebody cutting your throat so that they have a celebration? No, I would not, but I'm not a turkey. No, but you could always find yourself in that position where somebody with power would exploit and slaughter you just because they get their kink on, because they find some form of pleasure from it. So you could always be in that position where somebody has power over you. And if you ever arise yourself in that situation, and I hope you don't, I don't hope for anybody for that to be in that situation. But if you do arrive in that situation, would you consider it warranted? Would you think, hey, shit, this is exactly what I did to other animals. Therefore, if somebody does it to me, it's okay. It's just karma. Would you see it that way? Just curious. It started raining. You guys want to try a social experiment? It's a chicken. It's not that deep. Yeah. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Yeah, again, from your position, right? Because you don't value animals. From your position, sure. But again, if you would find somebody with power who wouldn't value you or a characteristic that you were born with, right? You want to try a social experiment?
Yes.
You okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yes, okay.
Can you come a little bit closer? What's your name?
Malika.
Malika, nice to meet you. I'm Chip. Where are you from?
From Belgium.
From Belgium. Okay. So, Malika, how do you feel about animals?
Nice.
Nice.
What do you mean?
Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
Yes.
If you could save an animal this year, would you save an animal this year?
Yeah, I think I know this experiment.
You know this experiment?
It's about being vegan.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, are you vegan?
Yes, I'm vegan.
Ah, you're vegan already.
No, I'm vegetarian.
You're vegetarian?
Yeah.
Okay. Why are you not vegan?
I know I should be vegan. I have
Yeah.
no reason I should.
Yeah. So if you consume animal products, you know that an
Yeah.
innocent animal gets exploited and slaughtered for you, right?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how many more animals should go through this process where they get exploited and slaughtered for you?
0.
0. So do you then see it as very important that you become vegan as soon as possible?
Yeah, I'm trying my best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where is it that you're having difficulty? Maybe I can help you.
I think sometimes in like social settings it's like difficult because none of my friends are like vegetarian or vegan, so for me I don't want to be rude and say like I don't want to eat this food although it's already vegetarian. Also yes, like the social part for me is sometimes difficult to explain why, and yeah, I know if you have experienced that before.
I can understand what you mean. Yeah, the social part can potentially be more difficult, but
Yeah.
then you also got to ask yourself. I keep telling people exactly the same thing. Where are your values, right? Like, because when it comes to, I don't know, even if my friends, if they want to do something stupid, I don't know, let's say, let's pull pranks on old people or something, right? Something ridiculous that people would want to do. I'd be like, no, because that would be extremely disrespectful to them. Sometimes I find pranks very disrespectful for
Yeah,
people,
that's
right?
true.
So I wouldn't participate in it regardless, right? So I should be able to say no because I respect those people. So in the same sense, if my friends want to eat the corpses of animals, I will be disrespectful to them, but respectful towards animals. Because at the end of the day, my friends are being disrespectful towards those animals,
Yeah, that's true.
right? So it's not like, by me being disrespectful towards the animals, I'm somehow giving my friends respect. And either way, like I find it so weird that if your friends would feel disrespected that you would choose not to eat their food. Like imagine if a Muslim person would come to your dinner table and you would be serving the flesh of a pig. They obviously their religion forbids them from eating that.
Yeah, that's
Would you
true.
feel disrespected if they said I'm not eating this? No. So it's the
Yeah,
same.
fair
If your
points,
moral
yeah.
values say that it's wrong to eat or exploit animals, then
Yeah.
right?
I think for me it would be easier if the vegan community was bigger, so I was not the only one saying like this and this and this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's true. It's true. It would be nicer
Sometimes it's
though.
difficult to be the only one in the group, and
I
then
can
to-
understand that. Yeah.
You don't want to, it's like shaming people.
Have you ever
At
tried
times.
activism? Because most of my friends that I've become that are vegan, I got them through activism.
No, what do you mean by that?
Like not necessarily what I do right now. Like I sit to the camera and try to talk to people alone. But there's like groups like We the Free, like Anonymous for the Voiceless, and they're also in Belgium. They're worldwide. And when you go to them, you can help out with speaking up for animals.
Okay.
And at the same time, you meet more vegan people and you can make vegan friends.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice.
nice,
I didn't
right?
know about it.
Yeah. Have you ever tried to let's put it this way. If you were to go vegan, do you think it's important that you also speak up for animals?
Yeah. It's part of being vegan, I guess.
It's not necessarily part of being vegan, but when you realize that it's fucked up what we do to animals, you kind of see it like, oh, what can I do more about it?
Yeah,
You know?
and I think lots of people are very ignorant about it, and I like suggested to friends to watch like documentaries like Seaspiracy or Cowspiracy, and they're
Yeah.
like, yeah, we know it, but they just ignore the fact, and it's like it's reality. You should face reality, and you should.
It's like that with my friends also. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, there's nothing you can do really. You just like in time, most of my non-vegan friends in time relationships have gone down, so I barely meet them anymore.
No,
And
I
it's not
see.
necessarily that I wanted it that way, but it's more like I just don't want to be around them that much anymore. I want to be
Yeah.
around vegan people who share the same values as me,
Yeah.
right? I mean, at the end of the day,
That's true.
that's what you want from your friends, at least that you share the same values. Right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so it's a little bit of a difficult thing, but you don't have to do it all at once or something. When I mean with friends, like you can just when I meet my friends, for example, I tell them, well, let's go to a vegan restaurant. This way, I don't have to think that you're going to be exploiting an animal, and anybody can make an exception once in a while,
Yeah,
right?
that's true,
They're not going
that's
to have an
true.
issue with it.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you said no more animals to be exploited for you.
yeah.
Are you going to go vegan?
I'm gonna try.
Okay, I appreciate you. let me give you a card before you go.
Thank
You also
so
have my
much.
YouTube channel. If you want to join, we have a nice community also here where we
Okay,
speak
a
up. But
lot of
if you,
people watching.
yeah, if you're looking for like live, I don't know, in-person type of communication, doing activism with a group like We the Free or Anonymous for the Voiceless is a good idea. But if you just want like like online or stuff, you can join our channel and you'll be communicating with a lot of people and stuff.
Okay, that's nice.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
And one thing you have here, just tell you real quick, if you scan this QR code, there's a thing there called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist and send you recipes every day and help you go vegan for free.
No, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Thanks for spreading the.
Yeah. Well, thank you for being
Yeah.
open-minded and
Yeah.
wanting to change. That's what
Thank
we
you
want.
so much.
Okay. And when you scan this QR code, this will be part of We the Free, so you can also look up their locations there if you ever want to join.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you.
Cheers. Have a good one. See, everybody, this is how conversations should go. People should want to go vegan. People should realize it's fucked up. Yes, I want to change. There you go. The sheer ridiculous. Everything else is strictly ridiculous. She is nice. Yeah. Yeah, and as I've been saying, and I've been discussing in places with people, I believe that the sad reality of our movement is that we need more people, we need more social events. So all my vegan people in the chat, thank you for being vegan. And if there's something that you would ever consider doing for the community, is maybe organize events where you meet with other people. That would be something cool, you know, in your area, meet. Not everybody wants to do activism, not everybody wants to be in those places, or not everybody has time for that. But if you were to make something like you go and meet up, you put the word vegan, hey, let's meet and stuff like that, you never know, you know. Hey, VPM, nice to see you here, Vegan Postmortem. Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Lil Chip is a bodybuilder. Yeah, I'm a bodybuilder. Going more towards powerlifting, but sure, bodybuilder also. Eagles and cycling. So have you decided to walk away from your family since I'm guessing they are not vegans? You mentioned this happened with your friends. No, listen, no, I cannot, like, I cannot move away from my family. I cannot, they're my family. I have to stick by them, right? It's kind of like a moral obligation in a sense. So I'm not gonna move away from them, but I do see my family making changes. Whereas with friends, I have no obligation towards them, and a lot of them weren't even friends to begin with. Like, some people have literally, they said they don't want to meet with me because they've been seeing my streams and they feel like hypocrites when they're around me. So I'm like, okay, well, that's your problem if you feel like a hypocrite when I'm around you. Like, I have rules with friends who are not vegan when I meet with them, that we don't discuss food, animals, or, you know, things that touch upon veganism, because if we discuss them, I'm going to tell them. It's simple. I'm just going to be direct with them. I'm not going to beat around the bush. So we just don't touch those subjects. But even with not touching those subjects, some friends got upset. Some friends say, I'm tired of feeling like a hypocrite, so they decided not to meet with me anymore. I wouldn't call those friends to begin with, are they? Marcos, thank you so much for the super chat. I am there with you, Chip. Thank you. Thank you, Marcos. I would love to be friends with Chip. It would be an honor, even if we disagree, says Mike G's. I'm a pretty good friend in general. I'm a pretty good person in general. I don't know. I'm not perfect. Nobody is perfect, right? There's no such thing. But we all do our best, and that's kind of what I find an issue with, that people even refuse to try their best, which is kind of insane to me. You know, like, as I said, I have my family's trying, so it's difficult for me to play the blame game on them, to point a finger at them and say, why aren't you doing more? Because they are trying. I have friends who are trying, you know. I acknowledge that for some people it is easier than others because of certain situations or whatever. I'm not gonna go into it, or because of You know, as this girl who was just speaking to me right now, she was saying that because of social situations, she's having a difficult time being vegan. There's a lot. I have friends like that also, you know, because of social situations that they're not vegan. I find it absurd. Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
What's up?
Nice. Where are you from?
USA.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, nice. What's your name?
My name's Trey. Trey. Trey.
Trey. Nice name. Okay, so Trey, let me ask you. I'm Chip, by the way.
Chip, nice to meet you.
Should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
Idealistically, no.
Idealistically, no. I'm just trying to understand your values, by the way, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Well,
so according to you, the powerful should not have the right to oppress the powerless.
I don't think so. It's just kind of how it ends up in,
It
natural
does end
order.
up happening,
In,
sadly, yeah.
in an idealistic world, we'd all be able to, be independent of ourselves and, have what we want, but the human element of greed comes into play. Usually messes things up.
Fair enough. Okay. What if the powerful get benefit from it?
Get benefit from oppressing.
Yeah.
I mean, they kind of do, don't they?
Yeah. Is
I mean-
it still wrong according to your view?
Is it wrong? Yes. Ultimately, if we're oppressing anybody, at the end of the line, it is wrong, right?
Yeah.
Because as human beings, despite everything that we may own, like socially, everything like that, at the end of the day, a human being and a human being, you and I, we're the same as
Yeah.
humans,
Yeah.
right? However, you have influence. I'm just a random guy. In theory, power difference.
Let me ask you this. Well, what if we're not the same? What if I don't have a liver?
Oh, well, if we get down to it like that, nobody's really the same.
Yeah.
For me, for an example, I have Crohn's disease.
Yeah.
Therefore, I'm probably different than almost everybody that walks around
there
here.
you go. Yeah, yeah.
But-
So what I'm trying to say is maybe we're the same in the ways that matter, right? In
Yeah.
all the ways that morally matter. Okay, so let me ask you this, because I'm going to change the social experiment a little bit. You know who Superman is, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so let's imagine that Superman would want to oppress you or somebody.
Mm-hmm.
They could easily do it because they have power over you,
Yes,
right? But it would
absolutely.
be wrong for them to do it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay. So, but what if you couldn't realize that they're oppressed? As in Superman could do it so fast, I don't know, maybe they could have sex with you without you even knowing,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Would that be okay to do?
It's still no. But at a certain point, it just becomes like status quo, doesn't it? You
Yeah.
know, if we're oppressed and we have no idea, then
Yeah. But
that's
it
a
would
good
be-
question. Are
it-
we truly oppressed if we don't know it?
Well,
I don't know.
Well, the question is, from the behalf of the oppressor, is it still wrong for them to do it, knowing that even if they know that it's wrong to oppress, but knowing that the oppressed wouldn't realize that they're oppressed, is it still wrong for the oppressor to do so?
For the oppressor, yes,
Yeah,
it would be.
Okay. So regardless if the oppressed realize or not, it's still wrong. Okay. What if Superman is part of a group that has this tradition to exploit 100 people per year? Would that be okay?
No,
No.
definitely not.
But it definitely doesn't make a big deal out of the whole society, right? Like we're 8 billion people on this planet. 100 people would mean nothing, right?
Yeah, if you get down to numbers,
Yeah. So it would still be wrong.
it would still be wrong. Yes. However, everybody would have no idea it's happening.
Yeah.
So I guess to those who know that it's happening, it's wrong. However, I guess to the people that don't know it's happening, I guess there's like a innocence via ignorance.
Yeah.
I guess
yeah.
you could claim.
Yeah. So, but I'm trying to understand if it's still wrong what Superman does, right? From your
Yes,
view.
it
Okay,
is.
It's
It
still
is.
wrong. Okay.
Yes.
And what if he's been doing it for a long time? Does that make it okay?
No.
No. And what if, because of all of this, he has difficulty stopping? Should he still stop?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So it's wrong for Superman to exploit humans. Superman is not human, right? He's a different race. He's a different species. He's an alien, basically, from another planet, right?
Yes.
Would it be fair, or is it right for switching it around for us to exploit a different species?
Oh. No, I guess not. In this context, no.
No, because we have power over other species, right? Like if we
Yeah.
think about all the animals on this planet, we do have power over them, right?
Yeah.
So then exploiting them would be wrong, right?
Yes.
Do you think that when we buy animal products, whether in the shape of food, clothing, or maybe even for entertainment purposes, we are essentially exploiting an innocent animal.
Yeah, absolutely. There's no way around it. Yeah.
Yeah. So do you think that then it is wrong to do that?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay. So then, do you think that then the only way to not be, I don't want to say wrong, but rather immoral on this would be to go vegan and not do this to animals?
Yes, and yeah, to be completely morally just. Yes.
Yes. So then, how do you feel about this?
Unfortunately, I'm not a very morally just person. I try my best for a lot of things, but certain things in my life I can't forgo. You know, I mean, I have my own vices and stuff, including, you know, whatever
But
you
your
want
own
to call.
vices are bad for you, or good or bad for you.
Well-
Whereas when you buy when animal products or stuff like that, an innocent animal gets exploited and slaughtered for you.
Yeah, but I mean, you could also argue that by me smoking cigarettes, that I'm killing the environment and such. I mean, everything that we does has harm,
But it
causes
says-
harm in
you
some
could
sense.
argue that, and maybe it is in some shape or form arguable with that. But the reality is, it's not as direct as when you buy an animal
Yeah.
product, an innocent animal does get exploited and slaughtered for you.
That is true.
So then, and you also have other choices in this particular scenario where you could get both nutrition, in the case of food, nutrition, taste, convenience, all of it. And in the case of clothing, same thing. You would get, I don't know, the amount of warmness and the quality of material that you want without needing to exploit an innocent animal, right? So then, why not choose that?
Generally, I think it's probably a little bit less accessible for certain people. Like, I don't know what it's like here in the Netherlands, but
Yeah.
in the United States, to get stuff that's more vegan and like that doesn't, it's less exploitative. It's usually at a surcharge, and a lot of people can't afford that over where I live. I had friends that
Where do you live in U.S.?
in the U.S. I live in Florida, a
Florida.
very expensive area in Florida.
Do you live next to a city?
I do, yes.
So do you have access to a supermarket?
I do, yes.
So then theoretically you could be buying pasta, rice, beans, chickpeas, lentils, tofu, tempeh, all of this stuff are usually available in all supermarkets.
Yes. However,
And they're cheap.
at least where I'm from, I remember tofu being pretty. It's more expensive than.
It's
certain
not. It's
meats where I'm
cheap.
from.
It's cheap. It's cheap.
Okay. Well,
Yeah,
I don't know.
It's maybe
exactly.
like it's like, I think because last time when I was in U.S. I was in North Carolina, and it was $2 for 500 grams. I don't know, like a pound.
When was this?
End of last year.
Okay. Yeah. Where I'm from, you can't get like any sort of like protein or anything for less than like $3 to $5. So.
I guess depends on the supermarket that you're buying, right? But
Yeah.
like it was definitely cheaper than meat and all this kind of stuff. And I would say even if you even if it were a little bit more expensive or something, you can still manage it, as in buy less of this, more of this, right? Like
Yeah.
you can get your nutrition in different ways. So then, don't you see it as morally obligatory that you choose these other options?
Yeah. I mean, I would see that. Yeah. And I mean, I do try and buy more like products that are like, for example, like free range animals products, stuff like that. But you know, at the
But that
end of the
doesn't
day,
mean anything, does it?
I guess not. No.
No, I mean those are just labels for consumers to feel good about your
enough, yeah.
choices. But the reality is you're paying for the same. All your money goes to the same. I think in U.S. it's Cargill. All your money goes to Cargill so that you make the richest family in U.S. richer. You're exploiting animals. You're making the environment worse and society alongside worse. And you could always choose otherwise. So why not?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I guess there is no real answer.
Yeah,
besides-
it's just. I mean, I know. Listen, I know, like, because we've all been in that boat, right? Where we've been taught one way, and we've been taught that exploiting these animals is okay, but not these other animals. Because, for example, if it were dogs, you wouldn't participate in it, would you?
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So
That's very true. Yeah.
yeah. So then, because you were taught this, don't you think that it's important that you challenge it, just so that you don't do something that might conflict with your values, as you are doing now?
Yeah. Absolutely.
So how many more animals should be exploited until you make a change?
How many? None. But
None. You gotta go vegan for that.
yeah.
No, it's not that difficult, man. No, I don't know. Like, you seem like an open-minded person, and I just is there what is holding you back from doing that? Like, is it just convenience or what?
It's a mixture of things. Plus, like, realistically, actually, I'm trying to think because I need certain like proteins and stuff with like red meat, for example.
Yeah.
But you can get all that through certain
Yeah,
supplements.
you can
and
get,
stuff.
yeah.
So I guess it would just be like a convenience and like in theory, to me, cost. But you say it's not. I mean,
No,
I'd
you
have
can
to
get,
check
you can get,
for
you can
myself.
definitely get the cost down. Like my parents, for example, they have financial issues. Let's put it this way, and ever since that happened, they are eating, I don't know, 10 times less meat or something like that, less animal products in general, because animal products are the more expensive ones. I know they're subsidized by your government normally. They're in the U.S. especially. They're very subsidized. But still, I don't know. Like I don't put necessarily a price on values, and I wouldn't buy I don't know a product because knowing that an innocent being, whether human or non-human, was exploited for it.
Well,
And if I have an alternative, I would never choose that. You see what I mean?
Yeah,
like, it's about
I get
the
that. But also then it starts to get into like a really risky territory. Like for example, your hat. Like, do you know where that was made?
Oh, I actually got this one as a present, but so I don't know where it was
But
made.
in theory, like all of our clothes are probably made using human labor by like like in sweatshops over in
not this jacket, no, and not my shoes, and not the socks, and not my underwear, and not my T-shirt. But
Yeah.
I don't know about the pants. But the reason there's a difference, right? Like there's systems that contain exploitation, and systems that depend on exploitation, right? Systems
Yes.
that contain exploitation, like comes to clothing, to phones, to electronics. Those systems need to be changed, need to adapt, need to be better, right? Like child labor, let's take for instance. If there's child labor down the line of you buying a certain product, that needs to be improved. That child labor needs to stop. If you don't buy that product, it won't make child labor stop, but it would rather mean that the factory that does that child labor would switch to a different product.
Yeah.
Because it's a problem within that system, that part of the system alone, right? Whereas systems that depend on exploitation can never get better because exploitation is required for them to exist, right?
Yeah,
So
that is true.
animal agriculture cannot exist without animals being exploited for us.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
That is true. That is a very good point.
For animal agriculture, we do need rejection of the products so that it shrinks and eventually disappears because it cannot improve.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes
me-
sense. I appreciate our chat. It was
Yeah.
very good talk.
I appreciate you, engaging with the chat. It's not always, not everybody wants to engage. So let me give you a real quick a thing here you have. It's called Challenge 22. They hook you up with a nutritionist and send you recipes every day and help you go vegan for free
Oh, that's actually really
and
nice.
stay within your budget and everything.
Well, that's super helpful.
Yeah.
Appreciate your time, man.
You gonna go vegan?
I will try.
You'll
I'll
try. I
Yes.
appreciate you because your values are in the right place, man.
Yes, sir.
I love it.
Thank you. Have a good
Cheers. That was a pretty good conversation, huh? You see, no forcing anybody. We're just talking to people. Great conversation. Yeah, exactly. And everybody, if you're enjoying conversations like this, hit that subscribe so that you see more of them. We're gonna have a lot of conversations. I like speaking with Americans a lot. I really like it. I don't know. I always enjoy conversations with Americans because I can, I don't know, use a full vocabulary. I don't have to think of simpler ways to put it. And this guy seemed like a smart person, and I didn't need to explain anything. He understood it, so it was quite nice. Right. So why choose animals, Chip? What exactly do you mean by why choose animals? What exactly do you mean by that? I don't know what you mean. That's very rare for an American, says Brozempic. I don't know. Maybe it's not. I've had good experiences and good conversations with Americans. I don't know. I feel like this whole trope of Americans being stupider than others, it's not true. It's not. Americans are not stupider than others. I think just a certain percentage of population worldwide are a little bit on the stupid side. It just happens. It's a certain percentage. I don't want to say which percentage because that would be just my opinion, and I don't want to put it out there. But I don't think that and yes, maybe the percentage does vary from country to country because, you know, culture, educational systems can make that differently. But overall, I think like openness, like open-mindedness, openness to change and stuff like that, that percentage is kind of the same everywhere, regardless of which country you're born in. And I don't think it's different, so yeah. I saw recently that 1/3 of Americans are actively trying to eat less animal products and that others vastly underestimate that number. Most people are vegan inside anyway. Exactly, we're very well put, Moonrise Studios, I like it. You shouldn't call anybody stupid, that's bullying. Sean, Sean baby. Dude, what are you doing, man? Are you actively proving a point of mine? Are you saying that you're part of a certain percentage of people? Because I literally just said not stupid. Are you wow. I literally just said a certain percentage of people are on the stupid side. They are. That's sad. Don't you want to acknowledge that? I'm not saying which percentage or which people or anything, but they are. And that percentage is a little bit different in every country because education will matter. It's pretty logical. Muscles Up says, you are no space body. I am actually one space body because this is my body. So I am one body. I cannot possibly be no space body. And if you say I am nobody in one word, that can also not happen because I am somebody. See, it is me. I am somebody. You want to try a social experiment? It's interesting that I like doing this with people. I like it when people insult or try to insult or say something like that. I like to deconstruct their insults and explain why that is not valid. What made you do this? Asks Cursed. Sitting on the street, trying to defend animals. Well, you know what? I achieved financial success early in life by being a software engineer. And when I say financial success, I don't mean a millionaire. I was never that. But I just had enough money that I didn't need to worry about money. I don't anymore. That's not the case anymore, but that's okay. I'm still, but what happened when I reached that point is I realized that money and financial security does not bring happiness, but rather, you know, trying to make the world a little bit better. That's what brings happiness. Trying to fight for what you think is right. That brings happiness. So I started looking into what my values are. Hence why I try to recommend people to look in what their values are. Because when you find out what your values are, you might find true happiness in trying to defend those values, in trying to make those values good for everyone. And by the way, finding out what your values are isn't a one day, one night type of thing. It's a whole journey type of thing, if you can say it, right? Muscles Up says he's the smartest man ever and we should listen. I'm definitely not the smartest man ever, no. If you were talking about me. I don't know who else you were talking about, but if you were, I assumed that you were talking about me maybe in a sarcastic tone, but there's no way for me to infer a tone from sheer text. Doing more good than 90% of people. Chip is indeed somebody. Yeah, there you go. Thank you. I don't know if I'm doing that much good, though. I don't like to speak that highly about myself. I don't know why. I also don't want to put myself down, but I also don't want to speak too highly about myself. I'm just a normal guy. Just a normal guy who wants to be happy and who wants the world to be nice. That's all it is. I don't want to be better than anyone. I don't want to be superior to anyone. I don't know why this whole thing of everybody saying, oh, well, you vegans are just trying to be morally superior. No, we're not. We don't care. That's why we're trying to get more people to be vegan, because we don't want to be superior. We don't want this whole idea. We want animals to not be exploited and slaughtered for us, for everybody, actually. It's about the animals, not about us. What made you turn vegan? Well, learning what dairy cows go through, that's what made me turn vegan. No, not that. Okay, trying to see where that pole is, huh? No. I have no clue how how I can see where that pole is. I guess the pole is over. What about animals who die to grow our food? Well, that is indeed a problem. But as I explained, maybe you weren't here or weren't here. So there are systems that contain exploitation and systems that depend on exploitation. There are systems that contain violence and systems that depend on violence. The systems that contain violence are systems that we need to change, are systems that we need to improve on. Crop agriculture is just one of those systems. We need to improve on it. We cannot remove crop agriculture. Hell, animal agriculture depends on crop agriculture, right? So what we need to do is improve those systems. Go for veganic farming, vertical farming. There's all sorts of ways, GMOs, anything. There's all these methods where we can improve those farming methods. But systems that depend on violence, that depend on exploitation, like animal agriculture, those systems need to disappear. They cannot improve. They cannot be better. Those are systems that will always remain. Animal agriculture will always inherently exploit an innocent animal and kill them. It's just what happens, and we shouldn't. Why don't we make more glasses for animals? They deserve to see better too. I don't know what that argument even is, but I find it funny that when you take an argument to absurdity, you're not going to end up in a good place, are you? This isn't about doing something for animals. Veganism is not about doing something. It's about not doing something. It's about not exploiting them. It's about leaving them alone, doing the bare minimum and choosing something else. That's it. I was just saying, why are you always on the defensive? I don't know what you perceive as me being on the defensive. It's just me answering questions. I'm not being defensive towards anything. I'm literally just answering questions or concerns from the chat. You want to try a social experiment?
Depends on the time it takes.
I don't know, we can do it fast.
Yeah? What kind of experiment is it?
I just ask you some questions.
Yeah?
Are you okay being live on my YouTube channel?
Yeah, in principle, yes. It depends on the subject.
That's okay. You want to come closer so that you're... Yeah. What's your name?
Louis,
Louis, I'm Chip. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
from Amsterdam.
Okay. How do you feel about animals, Louis?
Animals.
Yes.
Animals are part of nature, of God's creature, whether you believe in God or not. They are, in many aspects, our equals.
Do animals deserve moral consideration?
Very much so.
Very much so. Okay, so then exploiting animals is wrong, right?
Yes, in principle, yes. For example, I know that people have to eat.
Yeah.
I know that people need to eat animal food, maybe.
We don't know.
I guess you're right. It's a difficult one. I'm almost vegetarian, become so over the years. Still eat fish,
Yeah.
still drink milk, still eat eggs. So I'm aware of the moral issues.
The violence, the exploitation.
Terrible, terrible.
Yeah. So then, if you're against all of this violence, exploitation, and we don't even have to go through it all,
No.
then why not pay for it?
Pay for it.
Why not pay for it? Why not stop paying for it? Like, why not stop buying animal products altogether? Go vegan.
I think yes. I think it's a good point, and I'm on the way to that point. I'm not there yet.
Okay.
But when you, for example, compare the amount of meat or animal food I was eating 10 years ago, and now it's I think 20 or 15% of what it used to be.
I get that.
And the
yeah.
target is trying to be completely vegetarian and not paying for animal products anymore.
But vegetarian would still imply buying animal products like milk, like eggs, right?
That's a little bit more difficult one. For example, I think that cheese, for example, is absolute my favorite food. Absolute my favorite food. You have so many sorts of cheese. And my choice at the moment is, as far as possible, my choice is to only buy cheese from small firms where we hope, or maybe know, that the animals are treated properly.
Well, do you think, let's put it this way, cows produce milk for?
Their children, of course.
Exactly. So they have to have children. So do you think even on small farms that cows decide when they want to go pregnant, or farmers decide for them?
You know, I'm against the large scale bio industry. That's really terrible. I don't want anything to do with it. Anything to do with it. And I have not yet made the step into the direction of not at all anymore. And I do know, because, for example, I have a very good friend who is a small scale farmer somewhere in France. The way he treats his few cows, his few goats, it's lovely.
How many cows he has?
He has 5 cows.
All
And-
female?
1 bull,
Okay.
4 cows.
How does that happen?
I don't know.
What happens to the rest of them? Shouldn't it be 50-50? Why is it that there's 1 bull and 4 females? I can
can't-
tell you why.
Yeah, tell
Because
me.
they kill them. If a baby is born male, they
Sure,
kill them,
sure.
right?
Like little the chicken's eggs
Yeah.
that come out and they're boys.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Yeah, so that's one thing. The second thing is they still separate the babies from the mothers because they need to control how much milk they drink. That's also already, to me, that's
In
something
his
they shouldn't
case,
do.
in his case, the female cows, when they give birth, the young animal stays with the mother for I think half a year or more.
Yeah, that's even crueler, huh?
It's not sufficient, maybe, or
Do
crueler.
do you know why they separate them? They separate them on the first day of life so that they don't get attached to them. But if they get attached to them and then separate them, it's even worse.
Yeah, you
huh?
got a point. You got a point.
Yeah, but like regardless, you see, and that's the catch-22 of it, right? Because all of this industry, what they do, like there is no way to do it the right way. You will always forcefully impregnate a cow. You will always do something to their baby. You will always,
Yeah.
because otherwise you would have to feed and when they no longer produce enough milk or cannot get pregnant, they kill them, and that usually happens around the age 6 to 8. Maybe in your friend's case, let's say 10 years.
Yeah.
But they can live 25 years.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they get killed at a fraction of their lifespan because keeping them alive for another 3 times what they've been kept
Yeah.
would imply a lot of food that they're fed and a
You
lot
know,
of money.
the thing is, what I find very strange is many of these animals,
Yeah,
pigs, let's not even talk about pigs,
yeah. Oh, it's horrible.
pigs, cows, bulls, they wouldn't be born if there wasn't this need for the meat industry.
Yeah,
So when you, for example, say you try to behave very animal friendly, it is towards animals that wouldn't have been born if we as humanity didn't have the need for so much female products.
but in my view, bringing to life an animal only for the purpose for you to use them and kill them when you cannot use them, that's pretty fucked up in my view.
It is, I agree.
I would say it's considerably more moral to not bring them to existence in the first
That's
place.
exactly my point.
Yeah,
That's exactly my point. You know, these animals wouldn't have been in the world anyway
yeah.
if it wasn't for us to do our cruel thing with
And
it.
they shouldn't exist in the
That's
first
a difficult.
place.
That's
Yeah.
a difficult way to express it, but yeah,
Because they shouldn't exist for this purpose. If
they
we
shouldn't
want,
exist for this purpose.
Yeah,
right.
if we want to bring them to life for them to have a nice life or whatever, that's beautiful. Why not? But if we want to just bring them to life because we want to use them and kill them afterwards, no, that's
it's
kinda messed up.
it's a very strong message you have, and I'll do something with it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So, how many more animals should be exploited for you until you make a change?
I can't answer that question because I'm on my way
Yeah.
to the 0 point, and you can
I understand what you mean. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, I can do the easy thing and say, well, okay, I'll stop tomorrow with everything, but I'm not going to do it. It is a process which has been going on for a number of years, moving towards sort of a 0 point, where I think, okay, now I'm not feeling guilty anymore. Now I'm not an abuser anymore, etc.
Yeah, I
This
appreciate
is how
that.
you should see it.
Just also keep in mind that, for example, because you said fish are the cruel. I think it's one of the worst ways that they die
I
because
know,
they
I
get
know.
asphyxiated to
I
death.
know,
You
I
know,
know, I
it's
know.
insane.
Yeah, I know.
It's like imagine somebody putting you in the water with your hand in the water. But let me ask you one question, and
Yeah.
then just to understand, like, would you, if it were dogs in those situations instead of cows, chickens, or pigs, would you stop tomorrow, or would you continue participating like you would if it were
Dogs.
dogs? Yeah.
It's a good question. You know why? Some people are fond of their dogs.
Yeah.
They see them as home company, almost brothers, sisters.
Yeah, they're individuals
these-
after all.
They are, like cats, like
yeah.
many animals. And these people who wouldn't accept anyone to even little bit harm their dogs are great meat consumers.
It's very
And also,
critical.
and it's awful, you know. This, I can say, well, okay, if it's not allowed, and you're right, to even touch your dog, you're absolutely right. Why are you the one who goes to the cheapest butchers where you know that the cattle has been killed and treated terribly?
regardless if they're cheap or not.
Regardless,
Yeah,
yeah. You know, it's yeah. So I find it a very difficult one. People can be good company for humans, very good company.
So I don't know, maybe cats or dogs. Would you? I repeat the question. Would you find it? Would you stop tomorrow if it were cats or dogs in place of cows, chickens, and pigs, and fish?
I guess so, yes, because I have, strangely enough, it's not very consequent for me. I have a special feel a special bond with
Yeah.
cats and dogs. But I do know, last time, for example, when I was in France with my friend, I had a very good relationship almost with one of his cows and one of the small cows.
Yeah.
Because they recognized me, I had a very nice touch with them.
Yeah.
And another thing, and then I must go to the museum. I just got a photograph of from my niece, who is 30 years old. She has had a horse since she was 15.
Yeah.
She loves horses. And she sent a very sad message with a photograph of the horse called Pardoes. That Pardoes is old and tired and not healthy at all anymore. And
Yeah.
that they have decided together with the vet that
The euthanasia. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And they're very sad because this horse, which she has had for 15 years, is a family member, a female friend. And that moved me because I do know that she considered the horse as a fellow human being.
Yeah.
Yeah? A fellow.
As an individual. right?
Individual, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Like so, but I just wanna before you go. I appreciate your stories and everything, but if you were to stop for cats and dogs tomorrow, don't you think it's bad to discriminate based on their species just because it's cows, chickens, or pigs? You see it as not that important to stop,
No, I think you make a very good point.
right? Like they don't choose to be born a cow, chicken, or a pig.
Absolutely, absolutely. No, I think you and I have quite a lot in the same league.
Yeah.
Although you're much more principled or further on the way, but you give me a lot of food of thought.
Yeah, and not
Food
just
for
that.
thought.
Yeah, and I appreciate you thinking about it, but also please make changes and actions, because when you will buy an animal product, an innocent animal will go through this process, and if
Yeah.
like think of them as cats and dogs. Just think of it
Sure.
that way, because
Sure.
for all accounts and purposes, from their perspective, they are exactly like cats and dogs.
I agree. Good. Yeah, good. It was a good lesson for me.
I appreciate you stopping by. Let me give you a card.
Yeah.
And tell you real quick, you have a thing here. If you scan this QR code,
Yeah.
it's called Challenge 22. They
Yeah.
hook you up with a nutritionist and send you recipes every day. They help you go vegan for free.
Wow. Good.
Okay?
And your name?
My name is Chip.
Chip. Thank you. It was an
Thank you.
interesting conversation.
Yes. Make changes, okay?
Yeah, I will.
I appreciate you. When we see somebody who's willing to change, when we see somebody who wants to go the steps, we talk with nice to them. I wanted to push a little bit more, but it felt like if I had pushed a little bit more, it may have backfired. It did feel to me like he wanted to make changes, so we do our best, right? That's what we're doing. Thank you, everybody. Cool old man, exactly. One Iro agent. Yes, he was a cool old man indeed. I feel like people that I meet who live in Amsterdam, most people are pretty cool in general. In the sense that they're pretty open-minded, in the sense that they want to change. But it also speaks, like he needed it like this way. Yeah, I also thought he needed it like this way. I thought he's now going to go to the museum, and he's going to this museum. if he had gone to the other museum, I think it's Stedelijk, they have an exposition on how we kill animals there. So I think if he had gone to that one, it would have settled him in, and he would have made changes. But yeah, trying to force your opinion on any other person is immoral and self-righteous, says Goose on the Loose. Wow, Goose on the Loose. You probably, I don't know if you just arrived or you weren't listening to the conversations that have been happening. There is no imposition of opinions here. We're strictly measuring people's values and showing how they're not living up to their own values, if that is the case. There is no imposition of opinion. We're not forcing anybody into anything. How could I ever do that anyway? That's such a ridiculous thing to claim, huh? You, like, the whole point is for people to try to want to change. I can't force people to change if they don't want to change. They may say so on camera, but at the end of the day, what we want is lasting change. We don't just want people to say something on camera and then go do something else. It's not about that. It's not about being on camera and doing this. The only reason why I'm doing this on camera is that so all of you non-vegan people, all of you people who are watching this kind of understand or get something from these conversations, and that you understand that there is no reason for you to continue doing so. Maybe you find yourself with some of the arguments that the people bring. Maybe you find yourself with some of the arguments that I bring. Regardless, the whole point is for you to also think and imagine that you would be having the same conversations with me. This guy should go to an Islamic or Muslim country and speak values of ethics to them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, there you go. Moving the goalpost, huh? Mr. Goose on the Loose. Are you in those places? Do you have choices? Why do you choose to exploit and slaughter innocent animals, Goose on the Loose? Do your values say that needless animal exploitation is okay? I hear him say his stance on kids being free to choose their sex. Oh my god, do you guys have a problem with trans people now? Oh my god. First of all, people are free to choose their gender. Yes, gender and sex are two different things. Second of all, apparently I need to explain this to people. All you people who are talking about gender transitioning therapy, or what is it called when, let's say somebody wants to change their actual sex and wants to start hormone therapy and stuff, you know, that doesn't happen as children. I don't know why you guys are peddling misinformation. This whole thing starts maybe very rarely, and it only starts with the consent of the parent. So if the parent says that this is good or better for the child, who are you to say otherwise? If the parent and the doctor, listen, it's such a ridiculous thing, right? Because the doctor also has to give consent. The doctor also has to say something about it. But if the parent and the doctor say that it's okay and it is better for the child to go through with it, why the hell do you think that you know better, or that any politician would know better? It's insane. That's just insane. They don't choose their sex or their gender and shouldn't be discriminated against. Well, yeah, but even if they did choose, okay, yeah, maybe they don't. But even if they did, why the hell is that a problem? If I make choices that only affect myself, why is that a problem? Can we not? Like, if you make choices that affect others, sure, then you speak up. When you buy animal products, why don't you have a problem with the needless exploitation? Free living wild animals are underpopulated, not overpopulated. Yeah, 100%. We farm as foods take away space from wild animals. Support nature and go vegan. Very well said, that gay vegan. Hey, Alexandra, nice to see you. I sent you a message today, Alexandra, that I don't know if I'll find time to go live today, but I found some time, and actually I have like 20 minutes left, so let's see, let's get our conversations on. You want to try a social experiment? It's not needless if you want to eat your meat. Well, it is needless because you don't need to eat the meat, which doesn't actually belong to you, but belongs to an innocent sentient being who did not want to die. Do you have pets? No, I do not have pets. Next, let's see. What else are you guys trying to? What other ad hominem fallacies are you guys trying? I feel like all the questions you ask me are about trying to peg me in a corner and to commit an ad hominem fallacy so that you can continue supporting needless animal exploitation. Oh, see? This vegan is not perfect. You see, this vegan has a pet. Therefore, I can easily go and exploit animals. No, you shouldn't. You shouldn't. I'm literally speaking on behalf of animals right here. I don't care what else you do. I don't care about who you are. I just care that you stop needlessly exploiting innocent sentient beings. How is it that difficult? Hey, you want to try a social experiment? Okay. Okay, sure. Okay. Some pretty cool old people today. Just do you, Chip. Leave the world alone. How about this? How about I continue speaking on behalf of animals because they don't have a voice and they desperately need one, and then you stop exploiting them. Hey, you want to try a social experiment?
Yeah.
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel? What's your name?
I'm Drew.
Drew, nice to meet you. Where are you from?
New Jersey.
New
the
Jersey.
States. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Okay, so Drew, let me ask you this: should the powerful have the right to oppress the powerless?
Nah.
No.
Of course not.
What if the powerful benefit from it?
No.
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 What if the powerless don't realize that they're oppressed?
Still nah. You still oppressing them.
Okay.
Don't make a difference.
Okay. And what if they have physical superiority or intellectual superiority? Would oppression then make sense?
No. I
No.
don't think oppression ever makes sense.
Should we discriminate whether to oppress somebody based on phenotype?
Huh?
Should we discriminate based on whether to oppress somebody or not based on phenotypes?
Nah.
Like skin color, like height, like the way they walk,
Nah, look at me, bro. You know
intelligence? No, okay, no.
what I'm saying? Nah.
Okay, no. Do you think that if somebody is not intelligent enough or cannot realize that they're oppressed, then oppressing them makes it okay?
No.
No. Okay. Then do you think we should be oppressing animals?
Nah.
No.
Mm-mm.
But do you acknowledge that maybe when you buy animal products, whether that's in the shape of food, clothing, or for any other purpose, you are committing an act of oppression?
You could say so.
What if they taste
Yeah.
good though?
So you perceive some form of benefit from it.
Yeah. Like,
Do you think
get
oppressing somebody is okay as long as you benefit from it?
nutrients. No.
So then I guess
But
you
you're
answered
saying
your question.
somebody like it would be a human.
Do you think animals are objects?
No, but they taste good.
Do dogs taste good?
No, I wouldn't eat a dog.
Why not? What's the morally significant difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the difference in treatment?
You can't have no dog steak.
You definitely can. If you put a knife to the throat of a dog, just like you do to the throat of a cow, you can.
It's also like the cultural norms. Like in the U.S., like we don't eat dogs, but like in other countries, they might eat dogs. So it's also
so-
about where you're from.
Yeah.
Where
Do you derive your morality from culture?
like, can you elaborate that on a little bit?
So do you think that just because something is cultural, it also makes it moral?
No, I'm not saying that it's moral, but like, do you eat meat?
No.
You don't?
No.
Do you eat eggs?
No.
No animal products?
No. Because behind every animal product, there's an innocent animal who was exploited and slaughtered.
It sucks, and like it's the truth, like it's the reality. But like, I'm not gonna lie, like I like eating like meat, like fish, stuff like that. And yeah, it's sad. But at the end of the day, me excluding myself from enjoying that privilege and taking the nutrients from that animal, it's still gonna happen regardless of what I do. So I might as well.
Well, it's not, right? It's a simple supply and demand. The reason why it keeps happening is because people demand it.
Yeah, but like as a like countries all together, like that's just not gonna. I don't believe it realistically would happen for everyone all together to.
Well, they
actually
said the
stop
same
it.
thing about slavery, right? They said that it will never stop because everybody was doing
That's
it.
different though.
How is it different? It's still an injustice towards a certain being,
that's also
and
a
it was
person.
caused by,
Animals
again,
can't
difference.
communicate.
They wasn't
Yeah,
eating.
animals can't talk.
yeah.
They can't fight back.
So if we find humans who cannot talk or fight back, it's okay to enslave and exploit them.
No.
No, they're humans.
So what exactly is the morally significant difference between?
How would we get like protein? Like these animals.
You can
like,
get protein from plants. How do you think these animals get protein?
from other
Eating
animals.
eating
Oh, from
you ever tell
plants.
the animals to eat other animals? Not eat other animals?
Yeah. End
Can
of
I
the
talk
day-
to other
end of the day,
animals?
It's just
I mean,
cycle of
I'm
life.
having difficulty convincing you guys to stop oppressing animals. Do you think I'd have an easier time with an animal?
In that case, like I mean, animals are always gonna oppress animals. You can't tell an animal not to eat another
Yeah.
animal.
No, but I can tell people
We're
who.
the bigger animals,
But I can tell
We're
people.
all
Who,
animals.
but I
We're
can
all
tell people who
animals.
claim to know from what is right or wrong, for them to stop doing the wrong thing. You just acknowledge that it is wrong to do so.
All right, well, if
So
we
why
have it-
not
necessarily
stop
say it's
doing wrong?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's wrong.
So committing. So wait,
but I
cutting
see
the
your point,
throat of
though.
an innocent animal for something that you don't need just because you
I
get
do
taste
need it,
pleasure
though.
from it. No, you don't. You can
do.
thrive on a
Yes, I do.
plant-based diet.
But me, the way I live my lifestyle, I need protein and I need
So,
natural. that
so
natural
it's a
source of
choice.
vitamins.
It's a choice.
Yeah, it is a
Yeah.
choice.
So
And
you
it's a choice
choose.
that
So you think that choosing to cut the throat of an innocent animal so
I'm not
that
doing
you
it.
live your life how you want to live your life, do you think
Yeah,
that
but
is
that's just
moral?
Bro, that's just the way life works.
Is that moral?
I don't have an issue with it.
So you think it's moral to do so
I wouldn't say I see your point, Bond. Yes, it's
I
wrong
think it
to
is
kill
moral.
animals, but it's for a
and
greater
exploit
purpose,
them,
though.
sexually exploit them?
I don't do that. I don't sexually
No,
exploit.
you pay
animals.
somebody to do it.
We all do.
Say it again.
We all do. If you enjoy meat, everyone does it.
Yeah. So do you think that
But
is
I'm not-
moral?
I'm not
You
eating-
think it's moral to sexually exploit an animal to get
don't-
pleasure from it?
If you're wording it like that, I don't think we'll see eye to eye. So
But
in that
that's what
case,
it
yeah,
is.
for sure.
But that's what it is.
But I'm
isn't
not.
it?
While I'm eating it though, I'm not thinking about, oh my god, like this shit.
Just because you don't think about it, it doesn't mean it doesn't. It isn't
What
that
about the
way.
child
Yeah,
labor?
I
don't
was
have
gonna
bad
say,
clothes.
what about the
You're wearing a
clothing?
hat that
The
has-
children that made your clothing.
Yeah. What
They're
about
being
it?
exploited.
Did I have other choices?
Did I?
But yeah,
You do. You
yeah,
can
you
choose
do
plant-based.
Yeah, and you do have other choices.
What are the other choices that I
You
can
can make your own
make
clothing.
your own.
You could make your own
I
clothing.
can make my own clothing.
You could buy
Everyone, that's the funniest shit I've heard.
If it's moral, if it's really moral.
You
Is
could
that morally
find
right?
places that
So
you-
let's
that
okay.
have their
Let me
sources.
explain. Wait.
They
Slow
don't use
down.
child
Let me
labor.
explain. Let me explain to you. Do you guys know the difference between a system that depends on exploitation and a system that contains exploitation? So let me explain it this way. Any system that we buy into this world, everything that we're going to buy, whether it's clothing, phones, whatever else you're going to be buying, hell, even food, is going to contain one form of exploitation down the line because we live in a fucked up world and somehow we've created systems that contain a fuck ton of exploitation. Let's put it this way. My clothes, as you said, there's some form of child labor behind them. If I stop buying these clothes, child labor is not going to disappear, is it? What's going to happen is that
We stop
factory,
buying meat,
what's
it's
going to
not gonna
happen, let me finish. What's going to happen is child labor is going to continue. That factory is going to change from the clothes that I buy to different clothes or to electronics or whatever
Yeah,
else.
but what if
And child labor
you
is still going to
completely
continue
stopped buying
because
things
child
from
labor
child labor?
isn't a problem of the product itself, is a problem of that system where that child labor is happening. Whereas animal agriculture is a system that depends on exploitation. Animal agriculture can never exist and can never improve without animals. It cannot exist without exploiting an innocent animal and killing them at the end. Animal agriculture just cannot exist without that.
End of the day,
So
It's the
I
exact
think
same
so it's
thing
simple.
with
You have
children
to
and child
reject it.
labor. You basically said
Oh my
the
God.
exact same thing
I
for
think-
both
It's
of
not,
them
it's
and
not.
Regardless of if
justified
it's
it
a
with the
system
child
or not,
labor.
though,
One contains exploitation, one depends on
both
exploitation.
do.
There's a
No,
I
difference.
see
Still
what you're
exploitation,
saying with that,
though. Yeah.
but I
There's gonna be
think
no
I think
clothes if there's
honestly,
no child
there's
labor,
not even a
it's not
point
gonna
to
be
this
affordable.
discussion because your morals are just different from ours. Like your
So your values
viewing-
say that it's okay to exploit and slaughter
Yes,
innocent
yes.
animal
If you
for
want
something.
word it
Then
like
That's what I'm
that,
saying.
yes.
If you
Also
order it like
dogs.
that, sure.
If you can word it however you like.
No, no, no,
End
so
of the
you will
day,
exploit and
my
slaughter
moral
dogs for
system,
pleasure.
I do not
No.
see animals as the same.
But look,
like,
his is not.
level.
He says
Yeah,
he
I'm not
wouldn't
gonna kill a
exploit
dog. I'll kill a
dogs.
cow though.
So what's the morally significant
I
difference
think the
between a
line
dog
is-
and a cow?
Is a dog.
You can't just draw.
Yeah,
Listen,
guinea
listen,
pig.
listen. You can't just draw lines in the sand and say these individuals deserve to die because I get pleasure from
But
it.
they're not-
They have to make sense.
to me, these are not
especially when you're going to
individuals.
be
We're
doing
not saying
when you're
because we
going to
get
be doing
pleasure from it.
immense violence towards them, like cutting their throat so that you get some form of taste pleasure from it or convenience because your life was
What
born
about
that way.
nutrients?
Or
Why
nutrients
do
you
we
can
eat animals
definitely
in
get
the first
from.
place?
Listen, I'm a certified
His-
nutritionist.
historically,
I'm a
we need
certified
it.
nutritionist. You can get You can get all the nutrition that you need from plants and plant-based products.
No, I'm sure you can. I'm
So-
sure you can.
So there you go. So nutrition
but
isn't an issue.
but I mean, just historically, throughout our entire history, we've always eaten animals.
But historically, throughout our history, if you were to go back 200 years ago, throughout our history, women didn't have rights historically. 200 years ago, you could have said the same thing. That doesn't mean that women shouldn't have rights.
No, I
we need
agree,
to change and improve.
Can't get
we're-
wanna
we're
give
just
animals
living
rights.
exploiting
We're
and
just not
slaughtering.
on the same like moral
Animals
like
can't-
ideas right here.
Animals-
Well, you
animals
seem
can't vouch for themselves,
again,
though.
you seem to think that killing dogs for optional food is wrong, right?
I would never kill a dog. I would never sexually exploit a dog.
So why is it that you think that for cows is
'Cause
different?
cows
I'm
taste
just
good.
trying to understand what is
That's
the
why.
morally significant
'Cause
difference.
cows taste good. and I
If
love
dogs
burgers.
tasted good also, you would do it?
Probably not.
So there you go. What is that difference?
Because, you know, like dogs are humans' best friend.
But if I bet you, if it was raised,
not
if we were raised in a way that it's normal to eat dogs, I bet you we
Yeah.
would feel the same way.
Yeah, exactly. So what you're saying, exactly, you're just proving my point. What you're saying
Yeah,
is that you're basically, somebody told you that these animals are okay to slaughter, these aren't, and you're just living your life like that. So
Exactly.
basically, if you were
that's what I'm
born
gonna
during
continue to live
slavery
my life.
times, if you're
Why
born
do you
during
keep bringing up slavery?
because it's one of the injustices that all of you agree that it is an injustice. And
name
if
is
you were
Zeke.
born, if you were born during those times when that
Yes,
injustice were,
obviously.
let me finish.
That's how
When-
the world works.
If you were
Whatever you're
born-
born into is the way that you're going to continue to live your life.
No, some
Yes,
people actually
yes.
challenge their values. Some
So why
people
don't you
challenge what
challenge
they're
your, why
told.
don't you go
Yeah,
with
do
the
something
clothes?
about
Like,
it then.
I did. That's why I
What'd you
know
do?
these clothes are 10 years old. What the fuck? I haven't bought
beloved
clothes in
Dub
almost
Dub
7
10
years.
years ago, Tom?
Oh, this is I got it as a present. But either way, like
That was made with child labor, I bet.
I don't know. It was bought from
It
US.
probably was.
I don't know.
I bet
so
you it was.
It probably was. But either way, I
So
got
your
it as a
phone- so
present.
why don't
So is
you-
that
phone was
okay?
made with
Why
child
is that
labor.
okay?
Oh, brother. Why does it matter? How does that morally justify you exploiting and slaughtering innocent animals for
you're
something
saying
you're
you're
doing?
exploiting
You have
little
all of
kids.
this.
You're
Listen,
exploiting
but
little
I'm not
kids. It's
I'm
the
not
same
saying that
thing.
I'm perfect. I'm not saying that you
So,
guys
okay,
should be
we're not
perfect.
perfect either.
But
So
why
that's your
exploit and
argument.
slaughter
If you're
innocent
okay, we're
calling
not
animals?
us
perfect.
if you're saying that every time I eat a burger,
Bro, you're arguing.
Every
you're
time-
No, I
arguing-
don't.
you're arguing
It's
valid.
innocent animals who
Sir.
are exploited and slaughtered
And
for
it's
you when you have
innocent
readily available
children.
options.
It's innocent
Yeah, sir.
children.
No, but I already explained. Let finish. Wait, I already
You're going in
explained.
circles, bro.
If I don't
Saying
buy
the
this
same
phone,
thing.
if I don't buy this, child labor will still
and
continue.
if I don't eat a
And if I
burger,
don't eat a
cows will
burger,
still
it's
die.
No, that's not true. That's
Yes, it is.
supply and
You're not gonna
demand.
stop- You're not going to stop everyone.
100 animals per year for one person going vegan. 100. You could be saving
But do
100
you also
animals this
understand
year.
that the
You
population
choose
of
to
the
not
world
save.
increases
You choose to
every year?
exploit and slaughter 100 animals.
You could probably save 100 children from child exploitation.
Oh,
like, who
brother,
knows?
That's not true. That's not
Bro,
who knows.
okay,
I'm
so
talking
just
about
say- so are you
scientific
adv-
facts and something, and you guys are bringing up all the most ridiculous things.
Okay,
and,
are you
and,
adv-
and just FYI,
we're out.
you're trying to commit ad hominems. You're trying to
right,
bring
Bill,
it
you're
back to
Sir,
me.
this whole time you've been doing this
You're wrong,
because
bro.
when you say
Your
I eat a
argument is
burger and I'm
fraudulent.
sexually
You're
exploiting that,
choosing
that
to
animal,
sexually exploit an
I can
animal,
say
yeah.
when you wear those shoes, you're choosing to exploit children.
But that's not logically consistent.
It
That's
is.
not
It
that's
makes
not a
that
logical
same thing.
sentence.
What's the
It's
difference?
not true.
I'm not gonna lie,
But it is not true.
No parts
Whereas
of this
when you do
argument
that,
have
it
been
is
logically
true.
Bro, you
consistent.
gotta get a
It
better
is.
social
You
experience.
just
This
you just
doesn't-
don't
your
seem
point
to
is not
understand the
valid.
logic
Yeah,
It's
behind
not
it.
valid, bro.
You just don't seem to
It's not
understand the
valid. You gotta
logic.
work on that.
So you're okay with sexually exploiting animals?
And you're okay.
Sexual exploiters all the way, yeah. Look at those. Go fuck some cows and then eat their flesh. Maybe stick it up your ass. Sorry, everybody. As I said, it's gonna get intense sometimes. The sheer ridiculousness of saying, oh, well, you buy clothes, therefore I can continue exploiting innocent animals. Jesus fucking Christ, I explained to them everything and they still didn't get it. What ridiculousness. Oh. Vegan sign guy says, good job shielding that ridiculousness. Well, I try, but a lot of them will always continue doing so, huh? Like, you see, people like that will always, no matter what you say, they'll want to continue sexually exploiting animals. Oh, look at that. Somebody's trying to teach me how to do activism. Being antagonistic isn't going to help you out with your goal of lecturing people. So, Shiggy Diggy, are you vegan? Or how exactly would you know how to turn people to go vegan if you can't do it yourself? Why is it that you're not vegan? Do you think it's okay to sexually exploit animals? Tell me, Shiggy Diggy, is it okay to sexually exploit animals in your view? Oh, look, see, Team Unterberg is for sexually exploiting animals. Team Unterberg likes sexually exploiting animals. There you go. There's people who think sexually exploiting animals is okay. And wouldn't you know it, look at that, humans are animals also. Because I know how to articulate arguments for things I agree and believe in. So Shiggy Diggy, do you participate in sexual exploitation of animals? Why do you support sexual exploitation of animals? Why do I keep saying that? Is because when you buy animal products, you are supporting needless sexual exploitation and all kinds of other exploitation of animals. You are supporting needless violence. This whole bullshit of, well, you wear clothes, therefore I am morally justified to do whatever I want in this world, means nothing. It's stupid. Oh, brother. Oh, brother. Only ridiculous arguments in the chat. Vegan for good. Over 30 years, no meat, says. It's easy. Add to your head. Nice. Very nice. I think it's a moral imperative to support trans rights, animal rights, women's rights, and all rights for those deserving of basic respect. Completely agree. And FYI, I have also been standing up against other injustices. It's just ridiculous that somebody will point at something. Like, I find it so fucked up, and I hate it so. I hate this so much. The fact that I have to live in a world where I have to be part of some stupid shit that I don't want to be part of. You know, like exploitation of humans for products that I buy. I hate it. I wish I didn't have to, but sadly I do have to because of where I live, how I live, etc. I wish I didn't. I would love to change my life in any other way that I don't need to. But sadly, I cannot live in a society without the way that I live. I'm trying to buy secondhand clothes, I'm trying to buy secondhand electronics, and I'm trying to do all of this shit. But regardless, choosing to blame me or point a finger at me and saying, well, you know what? You're not perfect. You buy electronics. You buy this shit. I choose to exploit and sexually exploit innocent animals. So there you go. Because you're not perfect, I'll continue being violent and a piece of shit towards animals. No, that's not right. There's nothing less intelligent than someone justifying their lack of desire to grow by somebody else's lack of perfection. Exactly. But I also do really hate the fact that I cannot live up to my own values. And that's also the fucked up thing, you know? Like, that's the most fucked up thing about all of it, because this, how I react right now, is a normal reaction. It sucks that I cannot live with my values. It sucks that I have certain values that for some reason, living in this world means that I have to walk on those values or ignore them or something. It sucks. So if you don't have to do that, why in the hell would you choose to do that? If you don't have to, if you can respect your values, why in the hell would you choose not to? It's so ridiculous. Like, literally, being vegan literally just means trying to live up to your own values, doing your best to living up to your own values. It literally means, like, seriously, not even, like, in the definition itself, as much as possible and practicable. The fact that you refuse to even make a little bit of a change or get so triggered as to say, oh hell, I'm gonna exploit and slaughter even more animals because you told me that it's wrong. It's insane. It's just insane. Shigidigi. You like sexual exploitation of animals, Shigidigi. I don't think I need to listen to you in any way. Please stop sexually exploiting animals. It's as simple as that. You want to try a social experiment?
Why not?
Are you okay being live for my YouTube channel?
So, I have to talk to you about what?
I just asked you some questions, that's it.
No problem, okay.
Are you okay being live for, are you okay being live?
Okay, yeah.
Can you come closer so that you can view? What's your name?
Johan.
Johan, nice to meet you, Johan. So how do you feel about animals?
Good.
Do you think animals deserve moral consideration?
Sometimes, yeah.
Should we sexually exploit animals?
Sexually?
Yeah.
No.
As in, should we use their reproduction organs to our benefit?
Why not?
Why not?
Why not?
Because it would be wrong for them? Do you find it wrong to sexually exploit an animal?
We do the same with human beings.
But we find that wrong, don't we?
Yeah, but
And if it does happen, would
know.
you participate in it? Would you choose for human beings to be sexually exploited? To have their
human beings
reproductive organ used for your
human
benefit?
beings are doing much more worse between the human beings. Okay, we kill each other. We
But do you do that?
destroy each other. I'm not doing that, but
No.
human beings are a lot of people
Do
outside
you
there.
find all of those immoral?
Yeah.
Do you find then doing exactly all those things to animals also immoral?
I think we should try treating animals like gods. I don't know the word in English, but like a god's, not thing, but like a god's,
Children?
maybe, okay.
So
Maybe
we
so.
should respect animals.
Yeah.
We shouldn't be sexually exploiting them.
No, why
We're
not?
using their reproductive organs for our benefit.
Why not? We eat eggs. We use milk.
Exactly. So
We drink milk. I'm not drinking milk, but other people,
but do you think that it is moral to do so?
it's okay
It's okay.
for me. Yeah.
Why is it okay? Is it okay for me to sexually exploit a dog, like you say, to get their milk?
No, not a dog. We don't talk about dog. We talk
Why
about
not?
cow.
What exactly is the difference between a dog and a cow that justifies the difference in treatment?
Look, everybody has his own.
So according to you, why is it that you think it's okay to sexually exploit a cow but not a dog?
Because it's my decision.
So you don't have a reason or logic behind it. You just say,
Yeah.
because I want it, or because...
Yeah.
But don't
Yeah.
you think extraordinary acts of violence like this require
Look,
extraordinary explanations?
Every human being has his own.
So if I want to be
decision.
violent towards you or anybody else, in your view, it would be morally justified for me to be violent towards anybody I want because I want to, just like you say, because that's who I am.
You can do whatever you want, but you have to live with the consequence.
So you would think it's morally justified. That's
You
what
have
I'm
to
asking.
live with your own consequence.
Do you think it would be morally justified for me to do so?
I don't understand the question.
Do you think it would be moral for me to kill people because I want to?
You can do if you want, but you have to
Do
live
you
with the
think it
consequence.
would be moral? That's what I'm asking. You seem to be missing this question. Do you think it's moral?
I don't care about it because you,
You
have
don't
to think.
care, but you
No,
again, you keep dodging it. Is it
you
right
have-
or
no, no,
wrong
stop.
for somebody to
No,
kill
no.
people?
You have to think about your own decision.
Is it
This
right or wrong
this is
for
your-
killers to
no,
kill people?
This is your own responsibility. If you decide to do this, it's your own responsibility, not mine.
But do you think it's right or wrong for somebody to kill people? I keep asking the same thing. You seem to be dodging it.
No, it's
So
not
you
my
don't think it's
decision.
right or wrong.
It's
But
not
what
my
do you?
decision.
But you
It's
can make a
your-
moral judgment.
No,
You
no.
cannot make moral judgments.
It's your decision. You
So
decide.
if you look at somebody doing something,
You're
you
an
cannot
adult.
say whether that thing
You're an-
is right or
I have
wrong.
my own opinion, but you have your own
So
opinion.
what is your opinion? That's what I'm asking.
No,
Is
but
it
what
right or
your
wrong?
Opinion? What is your opinion?
My opinion that it is wrong. What is
To
your
kill
opinion?
somebody.
Yes. Is it your opinion that to kill somebody is right or wrong?
Depends on which situation.
An innocent person,
For
killing an
example,
innocent person,
for
is it
example,
right or
if
wrong?
somebody destroy your family.
As
if
I
somebody-
said, an innocent person, is it okay to kill an innocent person, right or wrong?
What is innocent?
Innocent, they didn't do anything to you or anybody. A baby,
do-
is it right or wrong to kill a baby? They're innocent.
Okay,
aren't
is
they?
it right or wrong that a baby with 3 years died because of cancer?
Oh, brother, why are you dodging the question?
No, but you're right.
Why are you dodging the
You're
question?
thinking
Why
black
are
and
you
white.
dodging the
You're
question?
black and white.
Yeah, I'm
You're
asking
thinking-
what is moral according to
Yeah,
your
you're
values,
thinking
but you
black
don't
and
seem
white.
you don't. So you don't think it's black and white? You don't think it's wrong to
no,
kill
no, no,
somebody?
no.
It's pretty fucking black.
No.
Why do you think it's
No,
gray
no,
to
no,
kill
no,
somebody?
No. You're thinking black and white, not gray. That's a problem.
So again, you think
the
it's
life is- the
killing
life is
an
gray.
innocent person to you is gray?
No.
So
But-
is it black or is it
no.
white? What am I? Oh, that's what I'm asking.
You asked the question because you try to move me into some direction, in your direction. That's not what I like.
Yeah, so because you know you would have to acknowledge that killing innocent animals is wrong. That's why.
Yeah.
Because you realize that it is
No,
wrong, and you
want
don't want to continue doing it. That's
try
so
to-
insane,
try
huh?
to manipulate and try to push into one direction. That's
Oh
okay.
my God, that's so funny. So why do you keep exploiting innocent animals, huh? Do you get pleasure from it? Is that why? He left. Such a ridiculous thing, huh? Imagine that. Such a ridiculous argument. So funny. Wow. He refused to answer the question. He refused to answer literally if it's right or wrong. I don't want to answer because you're going to take me into a different into a certain direction. Well, that might mean that your logic is flawed from the beginning, buddy. If I ask you a simple question whether it's right or wrong to kill an innocent person, or if it's white or black to kill an innocent person, like that's insane to me. That's insane. It's as simple as that. Oh, I think we're done, everybody. I look at the time now. That's it. That's it for today. We're gonna end on this shitty conversation. No, I'm not cooked. If anybody thinks that from that conversation I'm the one who got cooked, then you probably don't have any logical thinking within you, and that would be insane. That's an insane. And everybody, hey, if you think that I'm cooked or that I don't know how to debate, please, I invite you. It is my invitation. You have my my Instagram account is called Real Chip Guy. Just like my YouTube is called That Chip Guy, my Instagram is called Real Chip Guy. Please contact me. I'll debate you. Please contact me right now. Come on. I'll debate you. Have no issues debating you. Please contact me. But you will have to answer questions if you're going to be debating me, yeah. Anyway. Thank you everybody for being here. Sometimes days would be like this. Some of the conversations will be like that. I'm sorry for that. There's nothing we can do about it. Yeah, we had some really good conversations. We had some really good conversations also, right? That's the point, right? What I'm trying to make. Some days we will come out and it will be good conversations. Some days we will go out and it will be shitty conversations. That's all it is. That's you can't escape that, right? Like, I don't choose the people that stop by. And what we're trying to do is explain and trying to avoid all of these sheer ridiculous excuses for like for the worst violence that we commit. Like, to think that you can justify violence towards an innocent sentient being with the fact that because I want to, because I like to, because it's convenient for me to be violent, because like it's convenient for you to be violent, therefore it is justified for you to be violent? What the hell are you even saying? No, you should not be violent. Violence is not a justification for your convenience, pleasure, or anything else. Exploitation, abuse, slaughter, all of these things are things that are inherent in animal agriculture, and you should not be part of them. It's as simple as that. So do not be violent. Are you violent? Are you a violent person? Because if you're not vegan, you are supporting a fuck ton of violence towards innocent animals. And if you don't know exactly, oh look, Shigidigi, when are we going to have our sit-down debate? I'll be waiting whenever. Shigidigi, I'm not going to contact you. As I said, contact me on Instagram, and if you contact me on Instagram, we'll set it up, okay? I will love to debate you. Please, I'm begging you, please contact me so that we can debate. That would be amazing. I'm just gonna wait until Shigidigi responds. Come on, Shigidigi. Marcos, not again. Marcos, thank you so much, man. I hope you're not, like you sent twice, 3 times, I don't even know. I will make an Instagram now. Okay, Shigidigi, make it and contact me. Marcos, I hope you're not, like, I appreciate you for all the super chats, but I hope you're not, like, don't give out all your money or something, like, don't do that. You will make one for that, Shigidigi. Okay, perfect. Make an account and contact me. Takes like 5 minutes anyway to make an account, so there you go. And yeah, let's see everybody. Maybe we'll come back online and debate Shigidigi today. Either way. Marcos, thank you so much. Thank you so much everybody who donated. Thank you so much, Marcos. Thank you so much for all the moderators in the chat. for all the vegans out there. Yeah, for all you people who are not vegan yet, I don't know what to tell you. Like being vegan just literally means not exploiting animals and leaving them out of your fucking food, clothing, entertainment, or whatever. I'm sorry for swearing. I'm a little bit triggered by that last guy. If you don't believe me about all the violence and everything that I mentioned, please look it up. I'm not here to tell you, well, this is a fact, this is when in fact it would be my opinion. No, I'm here to literally try to inform you and teach you about what it is that you're supporting. You are supporting needless violence. You are supporting needless animal exploitation. Please, please, for the love of God, stop it. Please. Animals don't have a voice. I'm speaking on behalf of animals. I'm speaking right now on behalf of all the innocent cows, chickens, pigs, fish, all of the animals that you think it's okay to exploit and slaughter. And I'll tell you this, please, please stop, okay? Please stop. That's it. That's it, everybody. Just stop. Just choose something else. I'm not here to tell you what to do. I'm just here to tell you, don't do this one thing where you're exploiting innocent animals. Other people will tell you, well, simple. Also, don't do this other thing because it's bad, right? We need to get it better. We need to make society better. You should challenge your own views. Why is it okay to exploit and slaughter cows but not dogs? What exactly is that difference? You can't just say because I want to. That's not a difference. That's just you saying what you want and what you like. You can't just say because somebody taught me that way. That's also, again, not a difference. What exactly is the difference? Ask yourself. Be a carnivore for our planet Earth. Wow, that's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why? So that you can use considerably more land, exploit and slaughter innocent animals in the process, cause the biggest deforestation, let's see, use the most water, create the most pollution for your food. Why? Is that why? Because how would that be for the planet in the first place? Anyway, I go. I'm sorry, everybody. Yeah. I hope you've enjoyed this conversation. When will you be back online? Asks the vegan plant. I don't know. Tomorrow maybe, or maybe Thursday, or maybe Friday. I don't know. It's a little bit chaotic because I have work to do, and that's also why I'm so tired these days, because I'm working a lot and I'm also trying to still do this. So yeah, I don't know yet. We'll see when it happens. But yeah, everybody, thank you for being here. And I just urge you, you know what? Watch the 3-minute video in the description of this video. Send a message request, says Shiggy Diggy. There you go, everybody. We might be debating Shiggy Diggy these days, everybody. Oh, I am looking forward for that. That is awesome. I am making outreach from my home with you. Chip, don't worry about the donation. It is okay. That's the way I help. Thank you so much, Marcos. Thank you. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, everybody else. I hope you have a good day. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one, okay? Go vegan. Stop. Just leave animals alone, okay? You don't want to call yourself vegan? Fine. Don't call yourself a vegan. Just stop exploiting innocent animals. That's all it is. Oh, Shiggy Diggy. Oh, it's going to be nice. Okay, I'm going to go home. I'm going to do some work. And maybe we'll debate Shiggy Diggy today, okay? Everybody, I'll see you. Ciao. Thank you for being here. And go vegan. Watch the video in the description. That's it. Simple. If you're not vegan, watch the video in the description. It's called the 3-minute video, okay? Watch